The family huddles around the TV, watching the news about a mysterious UFO. Sam bolts outside, and they follow him to find a UFO hanging ominously in the sky above them. The next day, all electronic devices stop working, plunging the world into darkness. At school, a loud crash echoes outside. Students gather at the windows to see a pileup on the street. An airplane plummets from the sky, destroying cars as it crashes near the school. This was the first wave, an electromagnetic pulse that killed all power. Sometime later, Cassie and Sam are gathering water when the ground shakes violently. The second wave hits like an earthquake. They flee from falling trees, scrambling up a tree to escape a monstrous tsunami. They watch as the giant wave obliterates cities along the coast. The third wave is a modified avian flu sent by the aliens, decimating the global population. The family soon holds a funeral for her mother, who succumbed to the flu. The three set off for a refugee camp. Greeted at the camp gates, they're directed to tents. A strange noise and a cloud of dust signal the arrival of Colonel Vosh and his army tanks. Vosh explains that they're there to help, but the adults are separated from the children, who are loaded onto school buses. Oliver reluctantly lets Cassie and Sam board, instructing Cassie to protect her brother. Sam realizes he's forgotten his teddy bear, and Cassie leaves him on the bus to retrieve it. She returns to find the buses already leaving. Despite her frantic chase, she can't catch up. Vosh tells the adults that the fourth wave has begun. Aliens are moving among humans, possessing their bodies. They can detect aliens in children, but not in adults, so the children are kept at a separate facility. As tensions rise, Oliver spots Cassie and signals her to hide. A man antagonizes the soldiers, leading to chaos and gunfire. Cassie flees into the woods. Once the soldiers leave, Cassie returns to find Oliver dead. She retrieves Sam's teddy bear and grabs a rifle before disappearing back into the forest. Meanwhile, the children arrive at the base. Ben is the first to be processed, undergoing a medical examination while Sergeant Resnick questions him. Learning of his family's death, she injects a tracker into his neck, telling him that he can avenge their deaths. He will help fight the aliens. Resnick shows him a boy wired to a machine and gives Ben a visor revealing an alien parasite controlling the boy. There's no way to extract the parasite without killing the host. Resnick hands Ben a switch, and he hesitates before killing the boy. Simultaneously, Cassie hides in the woods, unsure who to trust. Her goal is clear: find her brother. She passes out after being shot by an alien drone. At the base, Vosh prepares the children for battle against the fifth wave. They are humanity's last hope, trained to fight and kill. Vosh demands absolute obedience, and only Ben and Sam remain unsure. Cassie wakes up in a stranger's bed, her wound dressed. She feigns sleep as footsteps approach. The stranger introduces himself as Evan. He explains that he found her wounded and brought her here. He claims not to have seen her gun. She's been there a week. Cassie asks about the base and reveals her mission to find Sam. Evan offers to help, feeling compelled to regain his humanity. While Evan is in the yard, Cassie sneaks into his room and finds her gun hidden in a compartment. Evan admits he hid the gun because he feared she was an alien. Evan insists on helping Cassie reach the base, though he warns Sam might already be dead. Cassie refuses to believe it and agrees to let Evan come with her. At the base, Resnick brings Ben to a war room where Vosh briefs him on simultaneous attacks across different cities. The fifth wave has begun. Vosh unveils a mobile version of the alien detecting visor, sending Ben's squad on a field mission to test it. Early the next morning, Ben's squad heads out in a helicopter. Ben leaves Sam behind with his locket, safely restrained in the bathroom. Upon arrival, an officer reminds them to use the visor to detect aliens and signal for extraction once the mission is complete. As Ben leads his squad through enemy territory, two aliens appear ahead and open fire. The squad hides in an alley and takes refuge in a bus. Ringer distracts the aliens long enough for the squad to escape, rigging the bus to explode behind them. They find shelter in an abandoned mall. Ringer voices suspicions that something isn't right with the aliens. She questions how they can cause earthquakes yet fear a child army. Removing her tracker, she appears as an alien to the others' visors. Ben realizes the trackers and visors are fake, revealing that the army is manipulating them into killing survivors. The kids aren't fighting the fifth wave, they are the fifth wave. They all remove their trackers, and Ben instructs Ringer to shoot him so it looks real. Cassie wakes to find Evan struggling with two men. He orders her to run, but she searches frantically for ammo. A strange sight catches her eye before Evan collapses. One man grabs her, but Evan fights back fiercely, killing the man. Cassie realizes something is off and threatens Evan. He confesses to being both human and alien, a sleeper agent awakened by the invasion. Cassie accuses Evan of killing his family, but he reveals it was the flu. He insists he fell in love with her and chose his human side. He shares the truth about the army, and she leaves, threatening to kill him if he follows. Ben makes his way back to the base and Cassie stages a fake fall to get inside. She's processed and taken to Resnick, who attempts to show her the alien parasite. Cassie knocks Resnick unconscious and kills her. She takes Resnick's clothes and searches the base for Sam. In a briefing room, Vosh confronts Ben, suspecting his intentions. He argues that humans did nothing to deserve what happened, but they've done the same to others for centuries. An officer interrupts, reporting Resnick's death and explosions at the base. Vosh orders the Child Army to deploy and drones to identify the attackers. Cassie disarms Ben when they cross paths. He reveals that the army is deploying Sam into battle, and they race to find him before it's too late. Evan appears, incapacitating two soldiers. He admits he planted the bombs and will destroy the base once the last plane with children leaves. Cassie and Ben reach the transport lines, searching desperately for Sam. Finding him, they reunite and remove his tracker. Vosh evacuates the base, but can't stop them before it explodes. Ringer and the squad appear in an army truck, rescuing Cassie, Ben, and Sam. They retreat to a safe location and contemplate their next move. Cassie admits they need to save the other kids, but isn't sure how. Ben reassures her that they'll figure it out tomorrow. They join the squad, hopeful for a better tomorrow.